This is a demonstration of my Los Angeles class improved submarine, the 688I. It's approximately 1/100 scale. The hull is watertight and airtight. It's designed to self-recover from the bottom, and that is what I'm going to demonstrate right now. The submarine is sitting at surface posture for running on the surface, which has the bow slightly higher than the stern. And as I start to submerge, the bow will submerge first, and then later on the entire submarine. So let's proceed. Alright, so the left and right ailerons are the ballast pump controls. Taking it to the right will cause submerge. Taking to the left will cause surfacing. So I'm going to give it some right. You can hear the pump. It's an electric motor with a gear-driven pump. Notice the bow is submerging. The rudder fin is coming out of the water slightly as the stern rises a bit. It'll take on a level posture, and then it will sink bow first, at first. And surface tension here plays a role. You can see that surface tension will be affected by the sail as it starts to submerge. There it goes, the bow first. There's still some of the stern that's above the surface. The surface tension will cause it to be sticky for a bit. There it goes. And now we submerge all the way to the bottom. And it's on the bottom, and I've gone neutral stick. Now I'm going to put the radio right here, so you can see I'm not controlling it. The submarine will self-recover. The air inside has been compressed by the ballast water taken in, and as that compressed air will be pushing on the water, it will expel ballast water at a very slow rate. But this allows the submarine to recover itself from the bottom. There it goes, starting to rise, and now it's broken the surface. Now this is where surface tension is acting on the submarine. You can see everything pivots around the sail, even though that's not the center of gravity for the hull. That surface tension is very powerful. In a pond, there will usually be rippling water, and this won't have an effect on the submarine the way it does in absolutely still water of the test tank. So it'll take a little bit for it to completely surface. You can see the bow is starting to come up. Now I have a ruler taped to the right side of the tank, and it's showing about 9 inches of depth. There's some plastic plates on the bottom so that the hull can rest on those plastic plates and not bang the bottom of the rudder into the tank bottom. And now we're almost level. The aft hull has already come out of the water, and pretty soon it'll be decks awash all the way across. Now I have this submarine balanced so that it comes off the bottom in level posture. So that means there'll be a variety of postures at the surfacing as the different forces take effect. The ballast tank is slowly emptying out just from the air pressure on board. Now I'm going to give it a hand by giving it some left aileron here, and that causes the pump to start expelling water. You'll actually see the submarine change posture. There's a ballast tank in the bow, which is the last to empty, and as it empties, the bow will rise further out of the water, and the stern will sink further into the water. And the bubbles coming out of the ballast intake tell me that it is now fully empty, and it's once again assumed posture for surface running. Okay, so now I'm going to play with it a little bit here. We're going to go full power to the ballast pump and time how long it takes to fully submerge. All right, ready? Go. Ten seconds. 20 seconds. 30 seconds. 38 seconds. Now I'm going to go hands off again, except I'll keep the radio in my hand so it's out of the way. And you can see again how the submarine will self-recover without taking any action on the radio. There we go. All right, now I'm going to play with this for a little bit. I'm going to take on more ballast water and resubmerge. And neutral. Okay, now this is what I call a bit of fun. It's going to rise off the bottom again, and as it does so, I'm going to put in more ballast water and try to keep it from surfacing. Now the fun part is to try to get it to hold station, not touching the bottom or surfacing. Okay, I got a little bit behind there. Okay, there we go. Oops, took on a little bit too much ballast. Need to take on some more. There we go. A little bit more. And expel a little bit. And take on some more. And there's always going to be these oscillations because this is not a perfect depth holding system. And there we almost touched the bottom. So I'm just having some fun, not letting it surface, not letting it touch the bottom. I haven't been able to hold it perfectly stationary yet. That would be a little boring, but not boring on the fingers. Whoa! See there, we broke surface with the sail. There we go. That's a little better. Good. Okay, now time to surface. All right, now it's starting to change angles, going bow up. Ballast tank's almost empty. There'll be a stream of bubbles coming out. There we go. That indicates full. Now there are some air bubbles coming out when I'm expelling ballast. That comes from the sealed chamber that the ballast pump is held in. And that's the reason the ballast chamber is sealed, is because the pump has a leaky shaft. Leaks a small amount of air, and by sealing it in its own chamber, it keeps the pump from expelling any air from inside the main body of the sub. Okay, now I'm going to dive again, but I'm going to reset the timer. And dive. Passing 20 seconds now. "30 seconds now. 34 seconds to touch the bottom. Okay, now I'm going to stay on the bottom for a bit and run the propulsion motor. I can't run this at too high of a speed. I'm going to put the bow up against the right side of the tank glass and give it a little bit of power. You'll see the surface of the water start to ripple. Now this is only partial power. If I went full power, there'd be water slopped all over the floor. Don't want to do that. Give it rudder. There's right rudder, left rudder. And then up dive plane, down dive plane. Okay, power off. And I'm going to dive the boat again. All the water being disturbed inside of the tank is making the submarine shake back and forth. Okay. Now, I'm going to reset the timer. I'm going to bring the submarine to the bottom again, so that it's on the bottom. There we go. And then I'm going to go with expelling the ballast water, that's left aileron. And when I start doing that, I'm going to press the timer. Let's see how long it takes to surface. Ready, go. Okay, so you might be able to see there's some bubbles streaming from amidships. That's where the pump chamber is. We're almost ready. When those bubbles get a lot stronger, you'll see them, instead of streaming out, they'll go straight up the hull. There. Okay. That's full surface posture at 40 seconds. All right. So that concludes this demonstration of the dive capabilities with the sealed hull of the 1/100th scale Los Angeles class 688I submarine model.